Your Excellencies, I'm delighted for the opportunity to articulate Kenya's position in this event, which marks the 5th anniversary of the Paris Agreement, to rally much-needed greater climate action and ambition. Your Excellencies, Kenya, just like other vulnerable countries, is experiencing frequent and intense bouts of drought and torrential rains, leading to floods with far-reaching consequences on communities, ecosystems, and infrastructure. It is estimated that the loss associated with these natural calamities could be as high as 3% of GDP annually. So notwithstanding the challenges we as a country are faced with because of COVID-19 pandemic, we are still on schedule to update our NDC before the 31st of December this year, which was the deadline. Our first NDC had set a 30% emission reduction by 2030. Our updated NDC commits to abate greenhouse gas emissions by 32% by 2030, which is in line with our Sustainable Development Agenda and our national circumstances. The time frame set for the implementation of the NDC is up to 2030, with milestones targeted in 2025. To implement the required mitigation and adaptation actions in the updated NDC, we will require approximately $62 million between 2020 and 2030, broken down as follows: mitigation, $18 million, and adaptation, $44 million. Our first NDC was fully conditional to international support. However, for our updated NDC, Kenya commits to support 20% of the mitigation budget from our domestic resources and seeks the international support for the balance. As countries around the world continue to rebuild their economies and communities during the COVID-19 pandemic, my government commits to building back better in ways that increase resilience to future health and climate shocks. And I am happy to announce that Kenya has commenced the process of developing its climate change and development long-term strategy, and in this regard, my government is demonstrating leadership by being among the first in Africa to develop an LTS. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude my remarks, it is my hope and expectation that the G20 countries and large corporations, which collectively account for more than 80% of global emissions and 85% of the global economy, will announce ambitious NDCs and long-term strategies. Without these ambitious announcements, the race to 2030 and the 2050 Paris Agreement targets will be futile. In this regard, I wish to salute those countries and corporations that have already made ambitious targets. Thank you very much for your kind attention.